Well, howdy. Howdy. Welcome to Perfectly Twisted. I'm Nicole Eggert, and I'm with Dave Palais.
I like how you start with howdy. I know you're an actress, but have you ever lived in the South at any point in your life that you drop howdy?
No, but I dreamed myself a cowgirl for many, many years. So
Really? That's
yes.
awesome. All right.
I still wear cowboy boots all the time. I
do too.
I love them. Guilty. Love me a cowboy too.
I think that would surprise some people that you just said that. I don't know why. I think people would think more of the harder music scene than to say that you would like the look of someone that looks like a cowboy, a little rugged.
No, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
Yes. What's going on? Have you oh my God, I am just so locked on this show, Life After Lockup.
You're gonna end up dating a prisoner. That's what's gonna happen.
Definitely not. Although it had me very tempted to go on this website where all these people meet each other. It's like writeaprisoner.com or something like that. And I just was cracking up. And I'm on season 3 now, and they've introduced some new characters, and there's this older man waiting for a younger woman to get out, and he's talking to his friend about it. And the friend says, well, I really hope this isn't a scam. And he says to him, well, I don't think she could be scamming that much. She's in jail. I was like, buddy, she's got nothing but time to scam.
Yeah.
I find that. But I love when I find an old show that has like a ton of seasons and then still new ones coming out. So I'm not going to run out on this show. I love when that happens.
So you got to help me out on this thing. Okay, so how do they end up like? Is it that the people on the outside just start finding people on the inside, or people on the inside find people on the outside? Where's the connection made?
Okay, so there's a website, and it's called like Write a Prisoner or something like that.
That really, and people are saying, "I'm in." This sounds like a really good idea in my life to do
this. The people in jail, or in prison. I really still don't understand the difference between jail and prison. But okay, so they I know one of them's for long term and one of them shorter term, but I'm not sure which is which. Anyway,
prison's long term.
Prison. Okay, so the people in prison create a site like Instagram or like a dating profile, or it's just they create a profile.
Okay,
I don't know exactly how much information is on there because I didn't go on there, but I'm very tempted. And they create, and there's a picture, and it tells what they're in for, and so people on the outside go, and they create bonds with these people. Now, the prisoners, especially some of these women, because, women will talk more than men, and I'm sure the men are just as guilty of it, if not more. But the girls come out, and they're talking to between 7 and 10 guys. And so they make friends with these people on the outside. The people on the outside put money on their books and send them money and send them things and just keep them company. And then they usually tend to choose one that they will have pick them up when they're released. And this one is like setting up shop for them, making a home for them and bringing them clothes and bras and underwears and cosmetics and just things. It's like a welcoming home. Pick them up, get them comfortable, give them some money, get them settled. And they pick one person to like do that with. And that's what this show follows, is that one that they chose. And is it going to work out? And I mean, it's just absolutely wild to me how much the people on the outside want to propose the minute they pick this prisoner up. And the fact that they think that this prisoner is going to want to just be in a committed relationship and like start a family and live a normal life. Like, at what point do you not realize that this person has been locked up and like needs to live their life when they get out and find their footing and, figure out what's best for them and like what makes them comfortable and what triggers them and where they need to be. And like, they're seeing the outside for the first time in like 11 to 15 to 25 years. And you're like, this is your home, stay here. What's wrong? Why don't you
Yeah.
want to be here? It's
One
just,
jail to the other jail, basically. I mean, that's what you're
basically.
doing.
Yeah, and I just don't understand the mentality of the people on the outside that don't think about
They're that lonely.
that this person is, has a lot that they need to experience when they get
Yeah.
out. I mean, the whole world is so different. And yeah, anyways, it's just wild, but they're making new episodes, and so I'm thrilled.
What's the worst outcome you've seen? I mean, I imagine there's been people have been stolen from. I imagine there's been, obviously this heartbreak, but what's the worst outcome?
Well, I think it tends to be the same. There's some love stories in there. There are some that are like successful and work, and I like root
Good.
for them and I love them. And then there's some that it's like, so this guy, he is on the outside. He's divorced, but he has 6 kids. He's very close with the mother of his children. She lives nearby. They're in communication all the time. They operate as a family still. Well, anyways, he has fallen in love with this prisoner. Her name is Destiny. She gets out and it all unravels. And it turns out like she was just using him as a trick, as she calls it. And she was using him. And she tells him, and she makes it very clear. And yet he still continues to like give her money when he sees her or when she calls. And then his season ends where he gets a phone call and it's from a prisoner in jail. And this one's Sarah. And I've been talking to her since before Destiny. And he looks at the camera like he's got one up on everybody. And I'm just like, oh dear Lord. Like, and his kids are furious with him. His kids are in tears. And because when Destiny got out of jail, he blew them off and was, giving her all his attention. And, it created terrible waves within the family that they were so accustomed to. And yet here he's got Sarah lined up and he thinks he's slick. And I just, oh my God, these people are just dense. Talk about dense, but yeah.
It's good TV.
It's good. It's great
That's all
TV.
that
And
matters.
it's great to make you feel like you're kind of sane. Like,
Yeah.
okay, all right. I thought I was crazy. No, I'm crazy, but
Yeah.
like I'm not that crazy.
Yeah.
And some of it is just hilarious. Like when there's this new episode, I just watched this girl who's been raised well and her parents want well for her. And she comes home and she tells them that she's in love with this prisoner and she's been speaking to him for like a year and he's getting out. And the look on their face, and their reactions and everything. It's so, there's so much humor in it. It's really it's quite funny. But
Is it okay? Well, I got another question. Is it more guys who are chasing women in women's prison, or is it more
same.
women chasing men? Same, huh?
I mean, it's equal.
Well, yeah.
I don't know in the grand scheme of life what the statistics are, but as far as the show goes, it's both.
Wow.
Yeah, they keep it pretty level, but I don't know.
I know it's hard to meet someone, I like it is tough to match with someone, but to sit there and say, you know what, it's okay that they have a felony. Like that's I'm going that direction. Like that's always kind of crazy. And then I know there are people, even when we were in high school, the people that like the bad guys. There's something about the bad guys that's a little dangerous and exciting.
Yes. And listen, I believe in second chances. I even believe in third chances with some, in certain situations. And here's the thing, if you meet someone organically and they have a felony but they're doing better in their life and they're like they have moved on and they're just a different person.
Yeah. It's the extent of the felony, right?
I don't see an issue. Well, things happen. I mean, some of these people get felonies for things that you're like, wait, what? And they were how old? When they're 14 and they stole a car and they're getting out at almost 30, you're kind of like, we know the system is off, but there's some things where you're like, wait, what? But if you meet somebody and they have a felony but they're living a different life and you meet them in this new life that they're leading and they're happy and they're healthy and they're, part of society, but to go looking for someone who's in jail for having like a heroin addict or, addiction or like,
killed somebody,
someone who's just been in there their whole life, in and out. Yeah, murder, whatever it is, right? I don't think they've had murderers on this show, but when you seek out someone who's just spent their entire life in and out of prison, it's like, and then they go right back in for violating parole. Yeah, you're really
Oh, does
setting
that? By the
yourself
way,
up
does that happen? Does that happen? Do people end up getting arrested again while they're on the show?
constantly,
Wow. Okay, I didn't even think
constantly.
about that. There you
Yeah.
go. All right,
They
now
can't
I might
stay
be
out
hooked.
of jail. They go
Yeah,
right back.
yeah,
And they don't realize, like, and I sit there sometimes, I'm like, how did they get caught so quick? Well, they go into a downward spiral really fast and they're being watched. At what point do they not
yeah,
realize they're being watched? You gotta
yeah,
but I will say in their defense that the system is really so bad. So when they do get out, they have to have an address and then they have to stay at that address. So a lot of these inmates, they get out and they get to that address and it's an unhealthy environment for them.
yeah. Of course.
And the parolees, they won't let them just and so they're stuck in this like really toxic, some of them really toxic, bad situation, which then in turn sends them right back to jail because they're around people using or they're around people, their triggers, just all of it. Or they're with somebody who's nuts and it triggers them and they run away. There's just so many things. They really need to fix that for these people. But or so many of them are sentenced to a halfway house right after. But the
Yeah,
halfway house is full of drugs and drug
yeah.
addicts and is a scary place to be. So yeah, the system is really not that great, but
Well, there you
yeah,
go. Okay, so since we pushed the show, what channel? Where can we watch it?
it's on WeTV.
We TV. Okay.
WeTV. And I'm watching all of the back ones. Like I started at season 1, episode
Yeah.
1, and I'm watching that on Peacock.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Got something new to watch. Okay.
Yeah,
There
it's
you
a good
go.
one. It's good. Oh my God, I went to Vegas recently.
Yeah. How was
I
Vegas?
Vegas sober is such a different such a different experience. So it
Yeah.
was, did we talk about this? That
You
I was
you mentioned the
sober
fact
and it was
you were there, but
cold.
you didn't get into it a lot. And you dropped the sober thing, but I'm like, okay, well, no one expects you to just start getting trashed right away. What do you know what I'm saying? So explain to old Nicole and new Nicole.
Well, I mean, I think casinos in Vegas kind of give you this energy of like grab a cocktail. I'm not the
Yes.
only one. This
Yes.
is
No,
a
no, no,
thing.
100% true. But if like I'm sure you've been to Vegas when you went with a group of friends and parties, and it's like, hey, wake me up when we get off the plane in LA, that kind of deal. And
Yeah.
then, then there's times you're going for work, or there's times you're going, hey, yeah, I don't need to get trashed. So I don't know what's the craziest time we've had in Vegas, and what was your last experience like?
Okay, well, we won't talk about the craziest. That's off the
That
table.
must be a really good story. Better go in the book.
That's off the table.
It's off the table.
Yeah, but there's a difference between, not getting trashed, but like at least like partaking in
Yes.
cocktails, like
Yeah.
because I just kept saying to myself, God, what would you normally be doing? And it's I think also when you're just stone sober, you just notice so much more around you. And so the people watching was just so much more interesting. But I'll tell you what, it had such an impact on my system. I came home and my body just like shut down. I think from eating out, because I'm not like, I do eat out, but I don't eat out a
Yeah.
lot and definitely not consecutive meals. I think eating out for a number of days, um, being in that environment around the smoke, and just all the energy. And then I probably drank more coffee than I normally would. And I definitely had more sugar than I normally would. And I came home and just my body went into shutdown so bad that like my fascia was swelling. And I've never seen that. Fascia was swelling. And I was like, I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my gosh, do I go to ER? Because it looked like web, like you could see the pattern of it.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, God, I have never, and mine gets tense, and but normally like meditation, massage, a lot of water, settles it down. But
Yeah.
it was like showing through my arms. It was coming out in my upper arms, and I didn't know what that was at first. But then, sitting there, staying calm, having a conversation and sharing pictures with good old Chat GPT, we figured out that that's what it was, and that made sense. And I took antihistamine and like went to sleep. But I mean, it just
Yeah.
was hardcore on my system. My system just like shut down. I could barely walk for a couple days. It was
Wow.
really, this whole cancer
Yeah. This
this
whole
whole
cancer
cancer thing is such bullshit, man. And it's like you think like, oh, it's over, move past it. No, nope, you don't get to just move past it. Things like this happen. Yeah, my body broke out in all kinds of crazy things. And yeah. So that was like a drag because I was like, gosh, I can't even I don't know. It's like, yeah, I don't think I'll be going back to Vegas
in
anytime
a while.
soon.
In a while,
Yeah.
when you were younger, let's say like right around the time you turned 21, and let's say I don't know 21 to 28, were you doing the Vegas thing a lot?
Yeah. I mean, I dated a guy who was a big gambler.
Yeah.
So, when we were young, and we would do stupid shit like, we'd be at home drinking beers and like they'd be playing poker or blackjack or even Monopoly sometimes. And it would be like, I don't even know what time. And we would say, let's just go to Vegas. Like get in the car and just drive to Vegas. No hotel reservation. No
Yeah.
one. Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. Maybe we had money. Maybe we didn't. Most likely we
Yeah.
didn't. And then the
Yeah.
guys would lose all the money. I remember one time we didn't have a hotel room and the guys lost all the money. And one of the guys had like a nickel and he played a nickel slot and he won enough money to us to get gas. And the car was out of gas. That was the other kicker.
Ooh.
And he won enough money to fill the car up with gas, and we were able to go
Damn.
home. Like losers, right? Like,
Yeah.
but it was like, but it was all fun and funny because we
Yeah.
were young and dumb and like didn't
Yeah.
care. Like as an adult, that would never happen, and that would be horrifying and
Yeah.
diabolical, right? But as kids, it was like, oh, we're
Yeah.
gonna sleep in the car.
Well, yeah, it's 100% when you're a kid. Imagine you had your daughter with you and you're in Vegas and you say,
I have
we
a
got one
nickel.
nickel left. We're out of gas. Got one nickel. And I'm gonna throw it in this machine. And then you get the gas, you look at your daughter like, I told you it was gonna work out. And she'd look at you like, I can't believe you're my mom. Like, what the fuck's happening? That's kind of
Yeah,
the way it would have gone.
I mean,
But yeah, no, when you're right. When you're
a
young,
nickel.
man, there's something in that mindset of it really nothing's that important. It's it's that lack of stress or the lack of the beating the odds is pretty awesome. I mean, that's kind of why we do dumb stuff when we're young, you know?
Yeah, and I think that probably as an adult, that nickel just would have been eaten up. I don't
Yeah,
even think you can do a nickel in a slot
you
machine with a
can't.
nickel by
Yeah,
itself anymore,
yeah.
but, back then you could, and, yeah. I mean, and I
That,
think we were at state line, like, we made it back. I'm pretty sure we were at state line, we made it back and realized we had no gas.
God dang.
And we
Oh my
pulled over
gosh.
to, like, figure it out, and there was that nickel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Um,
remember that too, saying, let's go to Vegas. And it was that fast. For people who don't live in Southern California, how easy it is to get to Las Vegas, and you don't have to go to the airport. You just jump in the car and you're go.
but
And
see,
that's
I'm
it.
not that person, right? Like, I don't like to drive to Vegas. To me, that is not just
Oh,
to
it's
me,
not.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
And especially as
Because
an
getting
adult.
home's tough. Getting home is really hard because it's a 2-lane highway. Vegas is designed for you never to leave. Like you have to leave in the dark to get home. Otherwise, you leave
Yeah.
with the sun's out. It's going to take you 9 hours to get home.
It's it's rough. It's
Yeah.
really rough. Yeah, I can't. And when I was going out there, I was by myself and I was like, okay, I could get in my car and drive. I've never driven anywhere 5 hours by myself in my car. That was
Yeah.
a realization. And then I was like, nor do I want to. Like, and this
Yeah.
isn't going to be this isn't going to be my first time. So I got a ticket, but I was able to get a ticket for $30 leaving
Yeah.
right out of Burbank. And so no big deal. Flew out there and then I drove home with my friend John. And yeah, that drive is really something. So I'm not that whole just jump in your car and go to Vegas. No, 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 not so quick. Not so quick. Like no, no, no. That's a rough drive.
Oh my gosh. What's your favorite place to travel to? Like if you were to say, not with your daughter, but just say I just want to go have a good time, and it's not with either one of your daughters. Where would you go?
Oh, that's hard because it's hard because I get there and I have to get out of this too. This is something else I've come to the conclusion of. I need to get out of this. I will get there and then say, "Oh, I wish they were here. Or, oh, I wish they could see this and experience this." I do a lot of that.
Yeah.
Um, so my new lease on life is anywhere. I need to start going
Cool.
anywhere and everywhere without kids. I need to start doing Nicole as an adult. I mean, my daughter's 14 years old. She has got a schedule and a life of her own. Um, and I am sitting there going, huh, okay, I know what comes next.
Yeah.
So it's time for me to really start doing things on my own and going out and having a social life as a single female. I
Agree.
really
Yeah.
need to do that. Yeah, I need more adults in my life as friends. Um, yeah, I'm in this like transition period right now where I really am like, okay, I feel it. I feel this like urge and this need to um move from, being so kid focused to now
Yeah.
a little more focused
And
right
also,
here.
you don't want your daughter to think she has to always worry. If I go out with my friends, is my mom going to be okay? You know
Oh,
what I
she
mean?
doesn't.
Yeah, that's good.
She's fine.
Just
She's fine. What she needs to get out of is assuming that I'll pick up and drop off. Because if I
oh,
start,
that's funny. Yeah,
but
that used to be our big fight in our house. Was that
the driving.
no, when it was always my kids always volunteered me. I'm like, why me? Like,
Because
why is it always me? Either I'm always taking or picking up or doing both all the time, and I don't know how I get volunteered. You're the most fun. I'm like, BS. You're just saying that because you want me to drive. But that was always a point of contention of I was always volunteered all the time. The
I
one
always
I'll
get
tell you
asked.
what, the one thing I'd never minded, and I made that rule with my kid is if you're drunk or if you need a ride, it's not a good situation, call. I promise I won't even question it. I won't even question it the next day, the 2 days later, I'll never talk about it. But if ever there's an issue of safety, go ahead and give me a call. And I don't want you ever drunk driving. And my kids went with that one, and it worked out really well. And to the point where my son brings it up to me now and says, "Man, that was probably the best thing you do." And it was crazy to drop kids off that, I'll tell you, in high school, the second they step out of the car, they're grabbing their knees and they're throwing up in their own front yard. And they're like, I'm just dropping off drunk kids. That's all I do. I hang home, wait for the phone to ring, and then I pick them up and then I watch them just throw up in their own front yard and go, this is kind of a crazy, crazy weekend, but I'll probably do it again next weekend too. That was kind of nuts. It was a weird thing, but nobody ever died. That was the goal.
Yeah.
Nobody died.
That's important. Luckily, my daughter isn't there yet. She's not going to these house parties that are happening at her high school. I do know that they're happening. We're not there yet. It's still Magic Mountain and just from house to house and, just things like that. But I think that you and I get asked first because they know we will.
Yeah.
And they know
100%.
we'll be on time and like we're reliable. Whereas
Yeah.
I think a lot of parents, and no shade on other parents, but parents do tend to forget or, they're busy or they're late or they just don't do it. And I don't know, we're the ones.
We're the ones. That's it.
We're the
Again,
ones,
as
which I
long as
don't
they know
mind.
it's
Yeah,
safe.
and like you, I will always be there I would drop everything and be there for a ride. And now they have teen Ubers, which I haven't checked out yet, but there are teen
Wow.
Ubers, so that's like great. So there's, the kids have lots of options.
Good.
Yeah, I need to start my own life now. I need to get back into like, what does Nicole like? Nicole needs friends. Nicole needs adults to bounce ideas off of and talk to. I
Otherwise, they're
am
gonna be writing the guys in prison. You gotta fix this.
unbelievable. I know but I do want to go on there. I do want to go on there and just see what that's all about.
Oh my gosh, that is too funny. That is too damn funny. Oh man.
So I have
Hey, yeah, go ahead. You
oh
got a
what?
product alert?
No,
No,
yeah, but go ask me the question first.
no, no, no. I was gonna ask if you wanted to jump to the mailbag, but let's do the product alert.
Okay, let's do the product alert. I really love this product. Wow, it's really been I'm obsessed with this. It's such a good little go-to. It's made by a Korean company, of course, me and my Korean products. I want to say it's Kahl. It's Kahl. This is what it looks like. It's like a little beauty balm stick. It's just this stick of like goodness. It's so there's this place called Jeju, Jeju. It's an island, and it's known for like botanicals and pulling the oils, and they call them Jeju oils. And that's what this stick is. It's like this beauty balm stick. And I just recently had heard from a makeup artist who had said to me, put Vaseline, like the Vaseline stick like this, under your eyes before you put your concealer on, and it helps it to not crease. Well, I don't love Vaseline because I'm not into putting petroleum jelly into my body. But this, I found that this, because I was just using this at night, I found that this is working for me too. And you basically just put it anywhere like you're getting dry. You can put it under your makeup, over your makeup, anywhere you tend to crease, you can put it on under your makeup and then put your makeup over it, or, put some on over and like dab it, or at night, or when you have no makeup and you just want to extra moisturize those areas. It is so amazing. They call it the Call Wrinkle Bounce Multi Balm. Multi meaning you can put it anywhere. I put it on my lips, under my eyes, my forehead, these creases right here. And I notice I'm starting to get like wrinkly right here. So just put it on, and it's so easy because it's just this like twist balm thing, and so small. It runs about $28. So worth it. It's cute too. It's all the things, and it doesn't smell like anything, barely. And when it goes on, I don't smell anything. And it's just full of all kinds of amazing oils. So I say get it. You can get it straight from their website or any of the Korean beauty websites. They all carry it. It was named like #1 product in 2022 or something. I'm learning about it now. Better late than never.
Speaking of learning about it now, I had no idea. Everyone's going to think I'm an idiot because, it's always like when you learn something and you go, hey, I just heard this. And they go, yeah, everybody knows that. That's what I get when I say something I didn't know. I had no idea that Korean skincare has always been a big deal. Like I said something to my son the other day, goes, everybody knows, Dad. And I was like, what are you talking about? Because I was amazed. The Dodgers have a second baseman, Sung Kim. And during the interview, they asked, how many steps do you have in your skincare routine? And he goes, I have 8 steps at night, 6 in the morning, or vice versa, whatever. And I was like, 8 steps? My mind was blown. I was like, how do you have time to play baseball? I was thrown off, but he was 100% serious. He couldn't be more proud of how he takes care of his skin. And I was like, wait, he's a 6-step and an 8-step. And I was in my head, I'm like, I shave and put like aftershave on my face and I'm out. That's it. And maybe I'll be really lazy at the end of the day. I'll say, okay, I took a shower 2 hours ago. I didn't do anything. I watched TV. Now I want to go. I just want to brush my teeth, and I'll take like rubbing alcohol on a Q-tip and just go over my face where there might be any kind of dirt, and then I'll go to bed. And
rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, because I just don't want. Well, as a guy, you don't want an ingrown hair. I don't want an ingrown hair, especially my neck. So. And that's it.
Like I won't even for that. They make things for that, Dave. You're rubbing alcohol.
It works. I'm telling you, it works. All right. No
products that are not bad for your skin.
And so I don't know. I'm hanging in. Everyone goes, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm hanging in. 55. I'm doing okay.
God.
But I'm like, I'm too lazy for 8 steps, is what I'm telling you. There's no way I'm doing 8 steps and 6 steps. And I don't know, but yeah, my kid was like, Dad, everybody knows that's the Korean skincare market is extremely very popular and always has been.
It's a sign of they also are the paler and the clearer your skin is. It's sort of like they classify people by it. So like if you're tan and you don't take care of your skin, it means like you're I think it's like a little bit lower class, like you're outside worker. I don't know. They take a lot of pride in it, and it's also a status sort of symbol. So it's a thing there. They really take care of their skin, and their products are just way ahead and are just miles miles ahead of and they turn to a lot of nature and the good stuff. Whereas here, they're like, which next best chemical, which prescription, what can we put on your face to peel it off and reveal better looking skin? What can we stab you with? It's such a different approach. And I love hearing that about him, because I think they start young there. Yeah. Men and women. And it's just part of life.
Yeah.
And yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I
I
love
learn something
hearing
new
that.
every day. Yeah. How about
Yeah.
that? All right. So let's get to your mailbag again. Nicole's mailbag. It's easy. It's right there on the website, perfectlytwistedpod.com. It's at the top of the screen, and all you have to do is get your questions in, and you'll get them on the show. You have 5 questions from Nikki. Okay.
Okay.
This is Nicole. Did you have siblings growing up?
That's like I had them growing up, but I don't have them now. My family adopted my sister when I was I don't gosh, I'm not really sure how old I was. I wasn't super young. I mean, I should probably think about that before I even speak on it. If her and I are 13 years apart, I was probably about 10ish, I want to say. So I kind of grew up as an only child for a while. And then my sister was adopted into our family.
Okay.
And that's it. I don't have any
Were you
other
part of
siblings.
the decision making on that? Did they come to you and say, "Hey, we're thinking of
No,
doing this"?
I didn't. No, 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 no.
No.
I think my mom made the decision just like all on her own.
Really? It's
Yes.
like you came home one day and there's a kid there. They say, "Hey, this is what we're doing."
Okay, it's try to follow me on this, okay?
Yes.
So my mom had a miscarriage or lost a
Okay.
baby, and that was after me. And they thought about adopting, and we had adoption agencies come out to the home, and kind of what they were facing was maybe a child with Down syndrome or a physical disability or something like that. And my parents were not sure if they wanted to take that on. And it was sort of this conversation that was happening. And what happened is my mom's sister, who is my Auntie Joan, she was my Auntie Joan, she remarried, and she married a man named Sherman.
Okay.
Now Sherman became my uncle. So follow that. My aunt and my uncle. And this was later in life. Well, Sherman had a daughter named Linda, and Linda had a child.
Got it.
She left that child with my aunt and my uncle and never came back.
Mm.
And my aunt ran a daycare. And so she had the ability to like keep her, and was talking to my mom like, I don't know what to do. So my mom started picking her up and bringing her home with us for the weekend to give my aunt a break, and this and that. And then a weekend would turn into a week, and so forth and so on. And then my parents adopted her.
Got
So
it.
her grandma and grandpa were my aunt and uncle.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. So it's related by marriage
Yeah.
and then adopted. Yeah.
Okay. Good deal. All right. Well, there you go. That's question number 1, Nikki. There's your answer.
Yeah.
Second question: which job did you work the hardest at?
Which job did I work the hardest at? I would have to say some of the more like lower budget straight to video kind of shoots, because the hours are pretty grueling. You have to learn a lot of dialogue, especially if there was action in it. Some of the things I shot in Canada, like we would shoot nights and
Yeah.
outside, and it's freezing, like, snow above your head, and it's, below 0 conditions, no joke.
Wow.
And you're taping, body, those little hand pocket warmers. Now they make them with sticky backs, but they didn't back then. And, you're shoving them in your bra and you're taping them all over your body. That's rough. I feel like that's rough, because you've got to, strip down, pretend like you're not freezing your balls off, and deliver your dialogue. And it's through the night, so you're just burning energy. I think that those are probably the hardest. And I think just night shoots in general are
Yeah.
rough. I remember shooting in San Pedro through the night and then having to sit in morning traffic the whole way
That's
home. And
crazy.
I was like, this is borderline dangerous. Like this. and then you get home and it's daytime for everybody else. The gardeners are out, the phone is
Yeah.
ringing, the sun is up. You don't sleep that well, and then you're right back at it, that evening. Those are rough, especially when they go on for, like say a week.
Yeah.
That to me is the roughest.
All right. Next question from Nikki is what's the nerdiest thing you like?
The nerdiest thing I like, well, gosh, I think everything about me is kind of nerdy. The nerdiest thing I like. Well, I still love books. I don't know if that's the thing. I love glasses. I mean, my frames are just they mean so, like I just love them so much. I don't love having to wear glasses all the time, especially like in the rain or like when you can't get them clean and or you scratch them, things like that. But I do love playful frames. And so I get a lot of those emojis with the glasses and the teeth out, like the dorky Poindextery emojis. People do that to me a lot. I love that. I love brooches. Like I love grandma things. I don't know if that is nerdy, but I do. I love like pearls and sparkles and costume jewelry, and I love things like that. What else is nerdy? I don't know. Somebody else could probably pick some things out better.
When did you start wearing glasses or enjoy wearing glasses? Because I remember like just being a kid, they used to goof on you in school, like four eyes, they'd say something to you. And like, for instance, I need glasses. I say all the time, it's amazing. I'm reading these questions. No offense. But I just don't like the way, if I'm not wearing a hat, I'll wear glasses, but I don't like my face with glasses and a hat, that kind of circumstance, it's one of those, I think as an adult, you can put them on and not feel self-conscious. As a kid, it's kind of tough.
Yeah, well, I was an adult when I had to start wearing glasses.
Yeah.
So in all fairness, I didn't have to go through that as a young, awkward person. I was a full-blown grown adult. It happened with age. I think it was my late 40s.
Yeah.
So
Okay. There you go. How many different like frame style glasses do you think you have?
A lot. A lot. And then I just went to my my optometrist, and it's that thing of like, please don't let the prescription be different. Please don't. And it was slightly more, but it was only slight so that I can still wear my older ones. I don't have to like redo them all.
Yeah.
But I've got quite a bit. I'm trying to work on my sunglass game. They're so expensive.
They are. You weren't kidding. They are.
People don't. I found a pair of frames I liked and everything, and I was like, how much for these? And it was like $1,700. And I was like, excuse me?
Yeah.
I didn't think so. I don't think so. Thank you very much. I will be
all right.
happy.
Fourth question. Nicole, has your energy level changed in your 50s compared to what it was in your 40s?
To be honest, I feel like some of my 40s was rough. And I dealt with a lot, and I had some dark times in my 40s, 30s and 40s, and late 30s and 40s. I had some dark times. So there was times where my energy was low due to like depression or just not being the healthiest. So I feel like now my energy is better. Like my inside energy is better because I'm so healthy and I'm working on, making my body a healthy place. However, my body can't quite keep up with the energy that I have. Like I can't quite do as much as I would like to. Like my last trip up my stairs last night, I was like, oh, like I'm hurting. And it was a regular day. I just did a lot, but just some days, my body just can't keep up, especially after chemo and the medications I'm on. And we've talked about that. So they're really eating away at my body while I'm really trying to build up my body. So that's a tough one to answer. But I would say I like my energy where it's at right now. I'm happy where I'm at because I'm clear and I'm focused and I'm happier and I'm driven, and there's just things look differently up in here in the noggin. So I would say now.
Okay, good deal. All right, last question from Nikki. What kind of food have you eaten the most in your life?
Mexican food.
Mexican food. Yeah, me too, probably. I
I,
was about to say
I
Italian, but you're probably right. Probably Mexican.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially growing up so near the border and having
Yeah.
the Hispanic community such a big part of like my life and growing up. It's my go-to. Like I could eat it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like
Right?
in fact, sometimes when people say what's American food, I feel like Mexican food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like what do you consider like home like American food? I'm like Mexican food.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Agree. Nikki, appreciate those questions. That's
Yeah,
great.
thank you.
Thank you so much. If you want to get the questions on the show like Nikki did, all you do is go to the website, perfectlytwistedpod.com, and Nicole's mailbag is in the top of the screen, and we'll get your
We
questions on.
appreciate it. I
Absolutely.
appreciate it, Nikki. Thank you so much and love to hear those questions. So give us a like, a subscribe, a follow, a comment, all that good stuff. We love to hear from you, and we will see you next time.